Well, hello, welcome back. And this is the third video in the series, Living Your Life Through Your Business. I'll see you at the end. Living your life through your business. What's important? Now, this question can give many different answers, but there are some things which are common to all of us. Happiness, security, family, survival, right? And we all have choices on what we can do and how we can go about doing things. Now, in living my life so far, I've found that the choices that I've made have been both good and bad. All of them were based on the information I had and understood at the time. And what I'm going to share with you today really worked well for me and helped me live a more balanced life and get more for what I was doing. You have the inalienable right to reduce your tax liability. Yes, that's true. Now, I'm not an accountant or a tax professional, so anything I'm saying or suggesting here should be discussed with a tax professional. I'm not advising you to do anything, simply telling you what's available and, something that you might want to explore. Now, everybody, in my opinion, should own their own business, and especially one like ours, as it incorporates so much of what you do on a daily basis. And the reasons are quite simple. If you didn't already know, then you can deduct as expenses many things you use in life for your business that you wouldn't or can't when you are an employee and working for somebody else. Now, unlike regular work for someone, where you get paid and pay your taxes and then get to spend, your business allows you to earn income, deduct expenses, and then reduce your taxable income and pay taxes later. You get to expense things that are used for the business where without the business, you couldn't expense them. Pretty simple process. Now, remember now that in our business of networking, everything we do is related to our business, which is basically living a balanced life, sleeping on the best sleep products, drinking the best water, handling electrical magnetic field problems, taking the right nutritional supplements, and sharing this information with basically anyone you run into or meet. It becomes a part of your everyday conversation, and the tax laws state that you can deduct any expense related to conducting your business. Now, Nikan does business in 20 countries, and you can do business in any one of them. For example, I have consultants in France, and I've gone to Paris several times, and these trips were all business expenses, including other countries in Europe. I have consultants in Mexico and Colombia, the UK, Canada, basically anywhere Nikan does business. And again, whenever I traveled there, these are business expenses, including anywhere in the United States. My phone, my computer, office furniture, products, the internet, all those kind of expenses now can be an expense for the portion that I use for the business, and then I can write them off. My car, my insurance, that I use for business is also an expense that I can write off before I pay myself and then pay taxes. Now, statistically speaking, individuals doing business are responsible for employing about 44% of the workforce today. And that's huge. Now, these folks aren't what we consider the corporate America type businesses, but the individuals who figured out that having their own business is far more beneficial than working for someone else. Now, it's estimated by 2030, most of the workforce will be self-employed, basically owning their own business. Now, when you have a separate business from your personal activities, it's usually safer than deducting expenses on your personal tax return. And this is to ensure you actually gain the benefits properly. And because you have a business identity and a bank account, all business activities are separated from your personal activities, and this makes your accounting activities easier to administer. Your CPA will love you for this one. Now, many people get confused when it comes time to deciding about setting up a legal business entity like an LLC or corporation versus personal activity. The idea gets mentioned, but due to a lack of understanding, most don't take advantage of things that can be done. Now, these ideas or things can actually be extremely helpful and beneficial. And there are many advantages to setting up a legal LLC for your business versus simply doing business as an individual. An LLC's legal obligations usually don't put the LLC owner's personal assets, such as a home or individual bank account, at risk. And you always want to be protected for any unseen liabilities. Now, as a pass-through business entity owner, LLC owners may be able to deduct 20% of their business income with the 20% pass-through deduction established under the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act. This is for the years 2018 through 2026. This one benefit alone is worth thousands. That's fantastic. Now, the thought here is to structure your income and expenses in a way that allows you to get more benefits. Really, all you're doing is categorizing your expenses differently. Taking advantage of this would be based on how you want to benefit and live your life. And all this is based on what your tax advisor would suggest. Many object to getting started because they don't have the money. Now, what I want you to understand that you do have the money. All you need to understand is, where's it going to come from? And you will see what you save in taxes is what you can use to take care of your startup costs for your business, and it's 100% legal, and what most every successful business person has done. Now, let's say you have a salary job, you're a wage earner, and you make the average income of $60,000 per year. Let's say you're single, you rent an apartment and have no other deductions. Now, this is strictly a pretty simple, straightforward example. May not incorporate everything, but it's to give you an idea of how this works. Now, according to an online tax calculator, your federal tax after your major deduction is $6,500. Your Social Security and Medicare tax is $4,590. Now, depending on where you live, there is state tax. I'm just using a simple example of a 7% state tax. I live in California. It's much higher than that. But in this particular case, it's $2,905. Therefore, in a $60,000 income as a salaried person, you would pay approximately $14,000 in taxes. Now, after you pay your taxes, your net income is about $46,000. And now you then take care of life and living. Your car, your insurance, health-related products, maybe health insurance, travel, phone and internet, and you take care of those expenses, rent, food, savings, wherever you want to spend your money at. Now, let's add to this your business, and let's add the Nikan business. Now, many of your expenses that you use for living can now become a business expense, and therefore they can be written off. All right, so a portion of your automobile, insurance, products for the business travel, meetings, meeting travel, phone and internet, office expense, rent. I'll explain the rent momentarily. And so what you would do is you would take your business expenses off your gross income, and that would leave you with the net income. Now, in this particular case, that's around $41,000. Now, before we add any business income, let's see how this would affect your taxable situation. So the new Fed tax would be $3,264. The new state tax would be $1,900. And this would create approximately a $4,300 tax savings from your income. Now, obviously, you've got to do work towards your business, and obviously you're going to make some money to offset that. But just to see the difference here, this is important. Therefore, your entire cost to start your business would be created by the tax savings you gain from having and owning the new business and gaining the benefit of those business expenses. Now, your circumstances may be completely different. I mean, you may already be doing this. And again, this is just an example to help you see what benefits are available and what can be done. So create the win-win. You set up your business, and this will create deductions that you normally won't be able to deduct. Follow this program that we've outlined and become a Nikan consultant and get your business started to create your ongoing residual income. And this is what I can tell you. This is, that it's a lot more rewarding owning your own business and living a balanced life, and that it is working for somebody else who's actually doing what I'm suggesting you do here. Sometime in the future, there'll be a crossover where your business will be making more than what you make in your personal income. You have a new choice to make. Now, in our business, everyone is their own boss and can do what they want. The key to making this work is taking advantage of information. Now, we all sleep, we all drink water, we all need good nutrition, and I don't know anybody that likes discomfort, and EMF, especially with the 5G coming out, is becoming a huge problem. Setting up and doing this simply allows you to live a more balanced life and profit from doing so. Now, in order to make this very easy, I've made some arrangements to help provide for you a complete turnkey setup. Creating an LLC and registered in Florida, a tax-free state. The cost for that's $375. This agency that I'll recommend does that, does all the paperwork. It's a simple process. Get your Florida office. Again, another situation that's important to establish your corporate identity. You need to have a location and an office. And so I've made arrangements with another group that provides this kind of service. I'll turn you on to the landlord, and for $250 a month, you can have your Florida office. You can get a Florida phone from Vonage. It's an internet phone, which you can have in either location. And you can also have your mail service and any corporate mail sent to you on a regular basis. And the total for getting this set up and started is about $625 a month, or $625, and then $250 a month, and you'll have a legally established and operating Florida business. Now, you will have ongoing corporate responsibilities to file a federal and a state tax return. Now, as the LLC is a pass-through entity, any profits are going to pass through to you as your income. So there won't be any federal tax on the LLC or any state tax on the LLC. But the state of Florida has an annual fee. And I pay approximately $200 a year. And of course, it depends on, and I have a corporation, so an LLC and whatever you've got going with that may be a slight bit different, but it's approximately that amount. So that will be your ongoing annual cost to take care of the LLC, and then of course your ongoing rent. Now in 1991, shortly after I joined Niken, I set up a corporation, and I spent, I think, about $2,000 at the time. And then I set up my corporate offices and pretty much operated like that for a number of years. And then I moved everything to Florida, as I found it was a very tax-friendly state. And it's now everything that I do is based out of Florida. And of course, there were other advantages for me in the sense of setting up this kind of structure. And one of them was the self-directed pension plan, which allowed me to really set up my future. And I saved a ton of money doing this. And again, it's all about what you keep, right? And of course, that's the important part of this message, is to give you the information so that you can do the best for you. Now, as I get older, I found that happiness and security were of utmost importance. And what I did to secure that was, all based on this idea. And you have already heard what the statistics state about what people have saved, and it's pitiful. The earlier you start planning this, the better off you'll be in the future, and we all know how the future changes. So join us today and start benefiting from the technologies and the products, help and support. Set up your business structure to reduce your tax liabilities, start creating your future ongoing residual income, and look forward to a life full of business. And of course, we are here to help. Every successful business owner I know operates either under an LLC or a corporation. It's just good, sound advice, and it gives you all the advantages. Please seek professional advice from your accountant or legal counsel as to your particular situation. And the information provided here was simply for information purposes and not professional advice. And the services being offered are strictly administrative or referral based, and are, of course, completely optional. And if you have any questions or want to talk more about this, please feel free to contact me at Dave Rolfe at earthlink.net, or call me at 388-9109. Well, I hope you enjoyed this, and it adds to your information so you can make a good, sound decision about what you're going to do. We look forward to seeing you on the Niikan Highway. And again, you know how to reach us. Get together with the person that invited you to share this, and let's take the next step. Have a great day. Really appreciate you being here. Talk to you soon. Bye for now.